items to display in this house. The nation is watching. When are we going to get it right? And it's very saddening to know that our young people can have.
But honorable member, I have no problem with you citing anyone, but I have a big problem with you use of the word ignorance. I know the formal meaning of ignorance is lack of information, but the connotation also is something we need to take into account. Go ahead, honorable member.
I'm so guided. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just listened to the Honorable Minister made some presentation. I would like to take this opportunity to remind all of us that when we took the oath of office, we said, I do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance and serve the people without affection and ill will. So if you go to Buxton, you go to Linden, and you go to Mocha Arcadia and not Mocha, to serve the people, it's your responsibility. You're in government and you are responsible for serving all people, regardless of where they're located. That shouldn't be something that you should stand here to say as though like you're doing us a favor. You're serving the people of Guyana. That is expected of you. Mr. Speaker, I would also like to point out that even as the minister spoke earlier, it appears to me that she's questioning Ms. Halley's work that is being done. No, she's the sitting minister. So if there's an issue, she gotta fix it. Comrade, honorable member. Mr. Speaker, it's amazing to hear the statement that this government values public servants. And yet still, because of this great value, we would like to have an amendment to say reasonable time, or when you receive a signed contract. Why is it that in this time and this day of technology, that we cannot have systems implemented where you use DocuSign, HelloSign, Adobe Reader, or SignWell or something, that the documents can be signed and passed to all the agencies and eliminate the entire dead process that takes place for 3 months. I would expect that in the time of technology that we use it so that we can improve our system to help our public servants. But Mr. Speaker, in all the utterance that the Honorable Member McCoy carry on with, you know what he said while Ms. Haley was presenting, Comrade Haley? It's an old country, so what do you expect? That tells a lot. Mr. Speaker, Genesis 3:19 says, by the sweat of your brow, you will eat your food until you return to the ground. The sad thing about it, Mr. Speaker, is that when people sweat in the public service, they have to wait until 3 months to eat from their sweat. Is that fair? Is that right? No, Mr. Speaker. How important is our salary? How important is the timing for which one must receive their salary? Why do people work? All these questions, Mr. Speaker, are important and deserves an answer. More so, Mr. Speaker, with the current situation of the high cost of living in Guyana, it is absolutely necessary that the public servants be paid within the 1 month so that they will not be led into poverty and suffering. Mr. Speaker, the high cost of living in Guyana has women, mothers, pensioners, fathers who face the markets daily complaining about the prices. Mr. Speaker, a pound of milk from $400 to $880. A small oil from $360 to $800. A butter from $400 to $700. Rice from $1,400 to $1,800 for a 10 kg pack. A 1 kg flour from $300 to $500, and all the prices keep climbing. Now, Mr. Speaker, could you imagine the main caregiver of a family applies for a job in the public service, and have to provide all of this for their household, and yet have to wait 3 months to receive their salary. Mr. Speaker, what are we doing to our people? What are we doing to our children? What are we doing to our pensioners? What are we doing when we have them to wait a whole 3 months to be paid, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, being the main provider of a family and being employed in the public service and having to wait 3 months simply means that one, the children will have poor nutrition and every possible family member. The mother or father that leaves home to go to work will probably go to work hungry or not well fed, and they have to perform the duties. Mr. Speaker, it simply means that they will eat less. And like I said, milk gone up. Only yesterday I was in the supermarket and you recognize that milk is now $880, which means that if the person working in the public service cannot afford to give the babies or the children milk, what is happening? We need to do better. We need to fix the system and fix it now, not when we think it's a reasonable time, but now because of the current situation that exists in our country. Mr. Speaker, as a representative of the East Bank, and of some places that Mr. McCoy, honorable member, visits frequently, we can talk about what is happening to persons in those areas who might be employed in the public service and have to wait 3 months to collect their salaries. Mr. Speaker, I refer to the community of Laluni, which is at the back of Kurukuru. To get out of there currently, Mr. Speaker, for the last 2 years, I spoke about the roads. Nothing has been done to fix the roads. Absolutely nothing has been done to fix the roads. Mr. Speaker, because of the current situation, the residents in that area are now paying $3,000 for a taxi to come out from where they are to the highway, $3,000 to go back. Now just imagine, Mr. Speaker, if someone from Laluni has joined the teaching profession and have to come out every day, let's say to Kurukuru Primary to teach. Look at the cost that they will have to endure, and then yet still, Mr. Speaker, they will not be paid in a timely manner. They have to wait 3 months. Mr. Speaker, let's think about it. Is that fair? It cannot be fair. It's not right, because that individual calculates $6,000 for 5 days a week is already $30,000. Plus, Mr. Speaker, they will have to get things to eat. Who is standing the cost? Where will they get the money? Mr. Speaker, at this time, it's very difficult for them to go to the neighbor next door and ask for some assistance, or to go to a family member, because we all living in the high cost of living in Guyana. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is absolutely necessary that there be an improvement in this system, and within 1 month, persons being employed in this system can be paid. Mr. Speaker, I want to give another example. The people living up the Demoir River, another area where the Honorable Mr. McCoy loves to frequent. He gets his free fuel to drive the boat past all the villages to go where he has to go. But yet still, Mr. Speaker, the persons in that area have to get 5 gallons of fuel to come out with their personal boats. Now I'm thinking, Mr. Speaker, what happens if someone joins the police force and they're working at Timeri Station right to the dock? We going far, right at the dock. That individual got to find $5,830 to put fuel in the boat to get out to work at the station. But just imagine, they have to wait 3 months to get paid. What is happening there? Mr. Speaker, could you imagine? And then, Mr. Speaker, just imagine if that individual has a family to take care of, a baby who needs pampers, who needs milk, who needs to get the food, baby food, who needs to get sugar. And by the way, Mr. Speaker, I'm very saddened. I couldn't find sugar yesterday on the East Bank, only white sugar at one supermarket, and I drove the entire East Bank. Mr. Speaker, this is the reality on the ground. We cannot allow our public servants to wait a whole 3 months to get paid. It is not fair. It is not right. The system must be fixed. Mr. Speaker, This unfair practice needs to be looked at urgently. Why, Mr. Speaker? When we think about the PS or the ministers or the chief or main administrators in the office, look at the reality. One, they will get free transportation. Two, they will drink all the free drink from in the fridge, all the free water, all the free snacks they will enjoy. If they have a workshop, Mr. Speaker, they carry home dinner for the family, lunch for the children, all of that. But the ordinary staff, who might be just the driver, driving the vehicle, or might be the cleaner who's sweeping inside the office, gotta wait a whole 3 months, Mr. Speaker, to be paid. That is so unfair, Mr. Speaker. And that is why it's absolutely necessary that the system be fixed. And I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, it can be fixed with technology. It can be fixed with technology. Mr. Speaker, when we think also of the unfair practices that carries on in the offices, the cleaner may not be able to ask the minister for a raise. The staff, the secretary may not be able to leave there and go to the Chinese supermarket and ask for credit. They will have to bear the burden of providing for their household within that 3 months period. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I call on this government, if they truly, as the minister openly said, care or value the public servants, that they will employ technology to improve the system and to ensure that the public servants are paid within 1 month. In closing, Mr. Speaker, I give support for this motion by my honorable member. And I say to you, as Carlos Tevez said, salary matter should not be told to everyone. It's a matter of respect, and let us respect our public servants. I thank you.
Thank you, honorable member. Honorable members, this is a good time to take a suspension for 1 hour.